The stakes are simple for Mizzou football with 2 weeks left to play in the regular season. Win the next 2 games and you've clinched a bowl game. Lose one of them and your season's over. Mizzou's defense has been good all season, but last week's performance against Tennessee was as worse as you can be. The Tigers have to flush that and come out strong senior day versus New Mexico State. Coach Drinkwitz wants his team to focus on the fundamentals heading into Saturday.
We've got to do the simple things well. They do a lot of things on defense. They do a lot of things offensively that make it difficult for you, so we can't get caught up in chasing a lot of scheme. We've got to do what we do at a really high level. We got to block better. We got to have our hands inside. We have to have better tackling angles. We have to identify what our matchups are in man-to-man and make sure we have the right technique.
Rockbridge was forced to drop an ineligible player just before the soccer postseason, but 4 playoff wins followed, and the Bruins found themselves 1 win away from their first state title game on Friday night. Bruins and Hawklands ready for battle in St. Louis. First 2 minutes of action in this one, Rockbridge strikes first as Henry Jenks scores the putback goal, 1-0 early, and they were fired up. Tied 1-1 halfway through the first half now, Rockhurst breaks the tie off of the nice assist and then the header shot. The Hawklets would score 1 more goal to make it 3 unanswered, but the Bruins wouldn't go away in this one. In the 51st minute, it's Nicholas Schneider cutting the deficit to just 1, which gave Rockbridge some hope. However, Rockhurst holds on to the lead and defeats the Bruins 3-2, and they play tomorrow for 3rd place. Although Friday Night Fever is over, 3 Mid-Missouri high school football teams play tomorrow in the state quarterfinals. In Class 3, Boonville is in search of its first state football championship since 1998. The Pirates have won 4 in a row entering Saturday's 1 p.m. matchup with Reed Spring at Reagan Field. Boonville hopes a season's worth of work turns into a playoff win on Saturday and a spot in the semifinals.
Culture will always be talent. So when you have a group of guys that's willing to put in the effort outside of those Friday nights, whether it's communicating with the teams, getting those extra reps after practice. So we have our little battles at practice, and when it's competitive there, then the game feels light. It's easy.
Meanwhile in Wardsville, Blair Oaks travels to St. Louis for their state quarterfinals matchup. The Falcons take on Lift for Life Academy as they look to clinch a semifinals berth. Lift for Life doesn't have their own stadium, so the game's at Cardinal Ritter's Field. All that aside, the Falcons are on a mission to reclaim the crown as a state champ.
Well, I think our mentality has been show everyone. Everybody wants to say everybody's physical. We get kind of offended by that because we feel like we're a physical football team. Even though we throw it over the yard, we're going to get physical, and I think that's been our mentality, is we're going to hit you.
And Monroe City hosts a state quarterfinal with Lincoln tomorrow afternoon in Class 1. We'll have highlights from all 3 Mid-Missouri teams in the state playoffs Saturday on KOMU 8 News, KOMU.com, and at KOMU Sports on Twitter. That's it for sports.